next comedian. Very funny. Regan Arevalos, everybody.
Regan. One job, Odell. One job. Say the name right. Good Lord. How you guys doing? Lovely couples. Go Spurs. They did win. Fantastic. They clinched home court advantage. Let's not talk about the Spurs. I love them. Let's not talk about it. Let's talk about these lovely couples that we have. Right? Oh. No, you're good. You're good. I'm going to focus on these two. Don't worry about it. But ma'am, you can do better. Exactly. And here's what's cool. She check it out. She knows that she can do better, but she also knows that she can do worse. Right? And that's the only reason why you or me or any other guy in here has ever gotten laid. Is because women know that they can do worse. What do you do for a living?
I'm a recruiter for Rackspace.
Perfect, yeah. Do you think when she was 12, years old, she was writing in her diary, oh, I can't wait to grow up and meet a recruiter for an Rackspace. Like there's some Disney movie out there where the princess ends up with a recruiter for Rackspace. I can show you the world and cloud storage. That's what you guys do, right? Yeah. Hey, you guys are fantastic. But, don't get me started. Don't you dare close your eyes. Favorite part. She knows she can do worse, because you got a great job, Rackspace. That's fantastic, you know? You could be that dude that works at Arby's, you know? But check it out, even that dude that works at Arby's, he's getting laid. Because at least he's got a job. He's not that unemployed guy that lives with his parents. But that guy is still getting laid. I mean, this is San Antonio. That guy's still getting laid, the unemployed guy who lives with his parents. Why? Because at least he's not a convicted felon, you know? But even the convicted felon, that dude's still getting action. In jail. I mean, it's not the action he wants, but he's got a pretty face and, you know. But why? Because at least he's not that 400-pound, hairy Mexican inmate that can't clean himself. So basically, guys, what I'm trying to say is, if you're not a 400-pound, hairy Mexican inmate that can't clean himself, you have no reason to not be getting laid. Alright? Just wake up in the morning, look yourself in the mirror, and go, goddamn straight, I'm not a 400-pound hairy Mexican that can clean himself.
Yeah.
Motivational speaking going on. What I hate about couples is women have it so easy when it comes to sex, right? Yeah. It's goddamn so easy. It's like banging a drum for women. Just get a metronome and you got it done. Just bing, dick, 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 bing, dick, 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 bing, dick, we're done. But women, it's like playing a goddamn violin to please you guys. It's not a drum, it's a violin. You gotta have like all 4 fingers over here doing something completely different. And they can't be off by 1 centimeter if it's not right, right? Can't be off by 1 centimeter, it doesn't feel right. And this arm's doing something completely different. Doing something completely different from this hand. You gotta have your neck in the right place or your neck gets cramped. You're doing all this stuff. You're freaking thinking about crescendo and chromatic scale. And you're goddamn sight reading a masterpiece written by a genius. You're doing all of this stuff at the same time. And all you guys gotta do is bing, ding, 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 ding. We're thinking about goddamn Beethoven's symphony in G spot minor, and you guys are just playing a drum. Not fair at all. Also, it's not fair when it comes to like sexting. You guys sext? I'm sure you guys sext. You Snapchat each other dick pics and snatch pics and stuff. Women, when it comes to sexting, get to say the coolest stuff ever. You guys have all the good stuff, man. Here's a typical texting conversation right here. Hey, what are you doing? Right now I'm running my hands up and down my body, caressing my thighs, sliding my hands down my panties. What are you doing? I'm rubbing my dick. Oh, really? Well, I just unsnapped my bra. And I'm caressing my breasts ever so lightly. What are you doing? I'm still rubbing my dick. Look, from now on, just assume that I'm rubbing my dick. I'll put hashtag RMD just to make it simpler. But I'm gonna be rubbing my dick. That's all we got! That's all guys can say! Unless you girls are, I'm rubbing my hand through my belly hair. I think you guys want to hear that. It's terrible. It's so incredibly horrible. Speaking of relationships, anybody here married?
No.
Good job. Wait, yes or no? No, right? Because marriage is stupid.
Yeah.
What I hate about marriage is it's such a pageantry, like it's this giant event with like gifts and 200 different people coming and dances. And I'm completely fine with you having an elaborate wedding, so much as your divorce is equally elaborate.
Yes!
Like, I think all divorces should just be reverse weddings, right? Like, you want to invite 200 people to your wedding? Invite 200 people to your divorce. Except it's 202 because of the lawyers. 204 because you're going to invite the people you're cheating on each other with. But they were probably at your wedding, so. And then, like, at your divorce, instead of having your first dance, you have your last dance. Right? Which, by law, has to be to Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You. Right? Not just for the hilarious irony of it all, but because, like Whitney Houston, your marriage died way before everyone thought it would. My least favorite part of weddings is in most standard weddings, the minister or preacher, whatever, will say this line. He'll say, "What God joins together, let no man separate." Really? God didn't really join you guys. A lack of options joined you guys together, right? It wasn't the King of Kings that brought you together. It was more likely the King of Beers. And the only thing sacred in this union is the cow that you're about to marry. Right? See, what God brings together, if you think about it as like a universal thing, and like with physics and chemistry, with ionic and covalent bonds, what God brings together, do you know what it takes to separate that? It's called a Large Hadron Collider. It's this giant 1 mile thing that costs $9 billion to make. Do you know how much $9 billion is? Do you know how many people you can save? How many lives you can save with $9 billion? But they're like, no, let's split atoms with it. Made by thousands of scientists. Do you know a scientist?
Yes.
You do? Thousands of them! Get all of them, put them in a room, and they're like, no, we could use our stuff for go. You know, they don't want to get laid. They're staying in this thing trying to figure out how to separate what God brings together. That's what it takes. The only thing it takes to separate a marriage is like a text message sent to the wrong person. I'm rubbing my dick. Oh, I hope I didn't just send that to my wife. Hashtag R&D. All right, guys, you've been fantastic. Thanks a lot, man.